Stripe Capital Part 2, that's right, we're gonna follow up from our last video in February from earlier this year, talking about getting upwards of $150,000 through Stripe Capital just for processing your payments through them. Let's dive into it. All right, sweet. So the first video that we shot is actually only like 10 minutes long. I just rewatched it. Not a whole lot has changed in the FAQ section from what we covered there, or in terms of how the page looks itself for Stripe Capital. It's just stripe.com/capital. You can go there. But what I wanted to follow up with in this video is I've now processed several loans through a couple of my different accounts, and I wanted to share with you firsthand experience of going through it, you know, the repayment fees and just everything that you can expect, and then recap a couple of the core most important points, I think, in FAQs. So the first biggest thing is that you cannot go apply for this, I don't think. It should be invite only still, and the business should be processing payments on Stripe for at least 6 months. That's when it happened to me. Like, I just got a random email out of nowhere, and it just said, hey, you qualify for Stripe Capital, you know, take advantage of it on this account. So here is that. Yep, okay, you can see that. And so it started with, yeah, this was back in March, so you can even see the dates. This is everything. First one was 2,400. We weren't processing that much on this one, on this account at all at that point. Yeah, we've got 2,400, and then the repayment was $400. And then the second one, like they basically, as soon as we hit 75% payback, maybe it was just 70%, it's somewhere around there, is then they hit us with the second offer, which I just thought like, hey, why not? Because if I canceled it or denied it, I don't know how hard it is to like get a invitation again. They usually give you 30 days or more to accept the offer as well, so keep that in mind. So if you did want to pay down more of the previous loan first before taking the new loan, you could, because they will take the balance that you owe on the old one right off the top of the new loan. So the very first thing that gets allocated and paid is the old loan, and then the rest of it is yours. And it does not skew your numbers. They don't release it to you in a way that inflates your sales numbers or screws up your metrics and data with how you track in Stripe. So that's good too. And then, yeah, you just can keep essentially rolling this forward, which is what I've done in this account. So the first one was 19.3. I think it can be as low as 5%, and the lowest I've personally seen is 9%. 19.8% at this point, I think we were doing maybe 4,000 per month on this. So again, we got 4,200, and the fixed fee is 726. The latest one that just happened, I don't think this one is as good, but again, it's like not horrible. And I just thought, hey, let's just kind of keep rolling this forward because this could get juicy as this account continues to grow and starts to really pop. And so the last one was 19.9%, and the total amount is 7,700, 1,224 fixed fee. So the jumps are kind of weird. Like, yeah, they don't all line up. We go from $300 to a $500 jump. So that was kind of interesting to see. And I'm curious to see what the jumps are going to be after you get over 10,000. If you know, then just comment below, or if you've got a big $100,000 loan, let me know what that looks like. But yeah, it's going to depend on how much money you're processing through this. And so some feedback and some notes that I can give you based on our experiences and now seeing people that got denied even after getting offered it. Best way to show yourself up is to have automatic payments or reoccurring billing happening on a Stripe account. I think that's the easiest way to get fast approval. So as much stuff as you possibly can, some sort of monthly, some sort of yearly fee, whatever you can do in terms of like a continuity program, rolling that out on the Stripe account will help a lot, okay? And then obviously having like big one-time payments or yearly payments coming through, maybe you're running consulting through that as well, and you have, you know, clients paying 10, 15, 20K payments to you. Having those coming through helps a lot as well too. So that's that part of it. And then the other thing I was gonna say is, last video we talked about like the slider, and you can choose, you can, after the loan gets big enough, is you can actually choose up or down like how much you actually want. So if you don't want the maxed out loan amount that they're gonna give you, you can choose less. Next is, I know that in the last video and even on the website, it says that they report to the SBFE. How does Stripe help build my credit history? They report to the SBFE. That's not showing up, and it hasn't shown up across all three of the loans on this account and other loans on other accounts. I have not seen it show up at all on my Experian business credit reports. The two most important business credit reports to me is the Experian and the Equifax, okay? The NAV is meh. The Equifax and Experian are like the two major players. And so if it's not reporting there as an open, you know, trade line of some sort, then it's not doing me any good. So I thought that was a bummer, but yeah, I don't know if it's reported for you, let me know. Maybe you could also probably manually submit this to Dun & Bradstreet yourself, this trade line, especially if you had their higher level account, you could do that. Possibly manually report it to Experian and Equifax as well. But anyways, out of the gates, it has not reported any of these loans across any of my accounts to any of my businesses. So If it's happened for you, let me know. Other things to keep in mind is that, and this is the most important point of the last video, is that they do take a UCC1, like essentially a lean one position on the business. And this is a UCC1 statement that is publicly available. And they file this in a state that the business was started in, right? Where you pay your yearly state fee, okay? And then you can get it removed, obviously, but just keep in mind that taking out this capital, they're gonna get their money back regardless. So there's no sneaky plays that you can do on this, or fraud, if that's what you're looking for. That's probably not a good idea to do that with this. I just think it's a great, essentially, overdraft protection fee or account, amount of money that I can have for, the business to run. Like, this business particularly doesn't get a lot of chargebacks. I think we've had 2 chargebacks the whole time we've been running it, which is great. If you do have a large amount of chargebacks, or, you run into a pickle there, this is another great way to ensure that you've got money to, float back and forth. The minimums and everything I broke down. You can obviously come here and read it. There is a minimum amount of repayment per 60 days that you have to do. Otherwise, they will auto pull or auto debit out of your bank account. So just keep that in mind. And yeah, they want you to have it paid off within 18 months of the loan being opened up, which, again, if they're giving you this loan to begin with, they're never offering you an amount that puts you underwater, which is what I do like about this. They're offering you such a small amount in terms of LTV, let's call it, loan to value, across what the account is bringing in, all the fees that you're already getting charged. They're never putting you in a position to where they're giving you too much money in relationship to the amount of money that you're bringing in, like I said. And so I like that a lot. So anyways, I think this is like a very low-key, easy loan to get on an existing business, or a line of credit to get on an existing business that actually is making money. They don't pull your personal at all, and I don't think they pull your business credit reports at all. I've had no pulls on any of mine across any of these loans as well. So that's one last thing to note. So anyways, I'd love to hear your thoughts and experience with Stripe Capital if you have had it, especially if you're getting like over 50 or 100,000. I don't think I've heard from anyone yet that has that amount, but I'd love to just hear what the terms are on that, how you're using that, how you're navigating it. I'd love to hear from you. Anyways, thanks for watching. While you're here on the channel, watch a few more videos. It helps us grow and helps more people find us. And obviously, we can get this education out to more people. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Hey, you should subscribe. 60% of you are not subscribed yet. Right there. Okay, bye.